Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We're picking right back up with Sienna Rousseau's incredible story in Paradise.
Yeah, last time we left off, she just navigated that pretty brutal introduction to the frontier.
Brutal is one word for it.
Yeah.
Robbed, basically the minute she stepped off the train. Lost everything.
Everything. Her steak, her luggage. But she didn't just, pack up and leave.
No, she pivoted.
Yeah.
Instantly.
Yeah.
Realized the real money wasn't maybe in digging the gold,
but in supplying the diggers. Backing prospectors like Zeke McCormack, remember him?
Found him starving, basically.
Yeah.
And then Hamish O'Brien, Oliver Douglas, she learned the ropes fast.
Super fast. And faced some serious danger doing it, that saloon knife fight. Wow.
Yeah, biting in and headbutting her way out. Definitely a baptism by fire.
Absolutely. And that's where we are now. Moving into the second half of her journal, this is where things really escalate.
Escalate how?
Well, we're moving beyond just survival, beyond those first small ventures. This is about her building real power.
Right, not just reacting to Paradise, but actively shaping it.
Exactly. She starts to remake the town and herself in the process. It's fascinating to watch.
So today, we're diving into that second half, starting around week 12. We'll see her business grow, her power consolidate.
And how she takes on the town's, let's say, established norms head on.
It sounds like a masterclass in frontier strategy.
It really is. Adaptation, strategic thinking, and sometimes, paths to power you wouldn't expect. How one person can just reshape an entire place.
Okay, let's get into it. Week 12, the big hotel edition is finished. Aphrodite's Palace.
Yes. Her vision of a high-class Eastern whorehouse, as she puts it. This is huge for her.
What did it really signify, though, beyond just more rooms?
It meant she wasn't just a backer anymore. She was a direct provider, owning a central piece of Paradise's economy and social life. A big statement.
But the journal mentions the cost, right? It wasn't easy.
Oh, definitely not. She writes, the hotel edition cost way more than expected. The money was tight.
Even with her successes.
Yeah. The red ink was giving me a headache, she says, but at least we're not broke again. Shows you the constant cash flow struggle.
So she's juggling. Funding this, outfitting another miner.
Leveraging Hamish's gold strike. It's that constant frontier finance balancing act. Vision is one thing, liquidity is another.
And speaking of headaches, right after this financial stress comes a major confrontation.
Oh, yes. The preacher's wife. Sienna hears this high-pitched squawking from Bianca's office.
And in walks this woman, radiating righteousness.
Pinch-faced, as Sienna describes her, and Sienna's reaction is just audacious.
Offering handjobs at a quarter rate. I mean, who does that?
Sienna does. It completely throws the woman off balance, stops her cold, but then Sienna unleashes this, intellectual barrage.
Right, she doesn't just argue, she brings in philosophy.
Epicurus, questioning God's benevolence. Then she tears into Genesis, Sodom and Gomorrah, Lot's wife.
Pointing out inconsistencies, divine injustice.
Yeah, challenging the whole foundation of the preacher's wife's dogma, telling her to think, think, think.
It's more than just defending her business, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's a clash of worldviews. Morality, justice, control in this forming town. She's dismantling the wife's moral framework with logic.
And she actually enjoys it. Says it was the most fun she'd had.
She did, the thrill of the intellectual victory. But then, almost immediately,
Doubt creeps in. Did I just make things worse? It feels like I just fell into a trap.
why the sudden fear?
Because she's thinking ahead. That's Sienna. She realizes, okay, this woman, the preacher, they don't have much power now in this fairly lawless town.
But Paradise won't stay lawless forever.
Exactly. It's only a matter of time until the rules and obligations of civilization catch up. And making a powerful enemy in the church.
Could have long-term consequences.
Yeah.
Especially for her girls, her whole operation.
Right. So that short-term win might lead to long-term problems. It's that strategic balance again. Defiance versus future security.
So what does she do? She pivots again, surprisingly.
Incredibly pragmatic, she decides to make peace, or at least an alliance, with Nathan Delaney, the guy who tried to extort her. Sent a thug after her.
The very same. She walks into a saloon, buys him a beer, and just cuts to the chase. Says she needs a doorman for Aphrodite's palace. The biggest, meanest-looking man.
And Delaney's reaction, I was expecting fireworks.
You too, reading it. But he's surprisingly humble. He says, I was stupid the way I treated you. I thought you were a mark, and I can clearly see that you are no mark.
Wow. Acknowledging her power.
Real respect there. And then he suggests someone, Chief, an indigenous man, very imposing, saber scar, someone Delaney himself couldn't even hire.
So this alliance is purely pragmatic for Sienna.
Utterly. No grudges. If Delaney can help secure her operation, past is past. It's about building that network, even with, let's say, complicated figures. Power recognizes power.
Okay, so security is on her mind, which leads perfectly into week 13 and maybe her most brilliant idea yet, the Paradise Mining Guild.
Ah, yes. This starts when Oliver Douglas tells her about claim jumpers shooting at him. Terrifying stuff.
And instead of just hiring more guards, Sienna thinks bigger, systemically.
Totally. Her plan tackles the root cause, murder for profit. Miners deposit their claims in safety deposit boxes.
Okay, simple enough.
But here's the genius part. If a miner is killed, the family inherits the mine, not the killer.
So there's no profit in killing them.
Exactly. And she sets up a system. She'll hire someone to work the claim, 33% for the worker, 33% for the family, where the family gets 67%.
It removes the incentive for murder and creates, like, a safety net.
Precisely. It turns individual risk into collective security, fosters cooperation. It's basically private governance where none existed. Foundational stuff.
And then she ends up running it. Initially, she protests, right?
Yeah.
Says she's not a miner.
Yeah, she lays out the plan, mentions the guild master needs to be in town, maybe even a target to deter jumpers.
And suddenly, no one else wants the job because it sounds dangerous.
Clever framing on her part. And then they say, well, if I own 99% of a mine, I was a miner. So she's in.
Paradise Mining Guildmaster. That's a huge leap in influence.
Monumental. She's not just a business owner now, she's a civic leader. Creating the rules, the safety structure for the whole mining community.
Designing the town's framework, really.
She really is. She's moved from capitalist to, well, almost a lawgiver.
Okay, so Guildmaster Sienna, just as she takes on this huge new role, her sorority sister, Donna, arrives.
Right on cue with the ladies for Aphrodite's palace.
And the scene at the saloon sounds like pure chaos.
Pandemonium. The journal says the noise was deafening. Excited girls, even more excited miners. Sienna sees disaster looming.
An orgy she fears. Bad for the high-class image.
Definitely. So she acts fast, grabs Donna, gets her main miners, Oliver, Zeke, Hamish, to escort the girls to the hotel, like a mother hen.
Protecting her investment and her girls.
And then, when the miners try to follow, boom, she uses her new guild master power, tells them to stay put, gives them guild business to do schedules, guard duties, a brilliant diversion.
And promises the grand opening for Saturday.
Yeah.
If they clean up.
Exactly. Total command presence. Using her new authority to control a volatile situation and set the tone for her establishment. Masterful.
Well, for that opening, though,
Yeah.
she needs that doorman chief. She goes to the indigenous village herself.
Yeah, nervously. Admits she's picturing a dime novel rape nightmare. Shows she's still got those ingrained fears despite everything.
But she goes anyway, finds Chief. He's imposing, silent.
Moves noiselessly. And his condition for working for her is amazing.
Not money.
No, he wants her to teach Tulul, his young relative, how to read.
Why? Because of Hazel.
Exactly. Chief heard from Hazel Evans, the nurse Sienna hired, and was teaching that reading helped Hazel get a better job, take care of herself.
So Sienna's reputation for valuing education, for helping people improve themselves, has spread.
It has. Chief sees literacy as empowerment, protection for his people's future. It's an alliance built on education and respect, not just cash.
Deepens her ties to the community in unexpected ways.
For sure, and her reaction is priceless. So now I had a doorman, and I was a teacher and a guildmaster. If I had one more hat, I could join the circus.
Perfect summary of her expanding roles. Now, back at the hotel, before the opening, there's trouble brewing.
Always. A cat fight breaks out between the new girls. Loud, messy.
Sienna's solution. Classic frontier style.
2 buckets of cold water. Gets their attention fast. Then she lays down the law. The house rules.
What are they? It sounds like a mix of protection and ruthlessness.
It is. Rule 1, treat each other like loving sisters. Us against the world, fostering loyalty.
That makes sense. Protection in numbers.
Rule 2, and this is crucial, client boundaries. If a client starts to do anything you don't want him to do, then we, sisters, will stop him. Agency for the women.
That's pretty radical for the time and place.
Absolutely. Then no lying to sisters, no stealing from sisters or clients.
And the threat.
Chilling. If you cause trouble, I ship you off to the Indian village, give blowjobs to the whole tribe. Either way, I get my money. Don't test me.
Wow. Brutal pragmatism. She protects them, but within her ironclad system.
Exactly. They're her family, her assets. She protects both, fiercely, but on her terms.
But then there's a discovery that really tests her limits. Ariel Wilson.
Yes. Claims she's 18, but Sienna figures it out. She's only 13.
And has been forced into this life by her father for 3 years already.
Sienna's reaction is pure fury, especially at the father. She writes chillingly, "He might be the second man I've killed."
This isn't about business for her, is it?
Not at all. It's a moral line. Protecting a child. Her response is immediate.
Pulls her from sex work instantly.
Instantly enrolls her in lessons, reading, writing, arithmetic, just like Tuchel believes in education as the way out.
And makes her a nanny for Bianca's baby. Gives her a safe role.
Yeah. It shows her deep protective instinct, especially for young girls. Her moral compass is surprisingly strong, despite the business she's in. She draws lines.
Okay, week 15, the grand opening of Aphrodite's palace finally arrives.
Big night for paradise, minors cleaned up, girls in ball gowns, real anticipation.
But of course, drama ensues. The church ladies show up.
Led by the preacher's wife, naturally. Intent on disruption, moral condemnation.
How does Sienna handle it this time? No quarter hand jobs, I assume.
No. This time it's public humiliation with wit. She offers them lemonade to sweeten your sourpusses.
That's cold.
Gets a huge laugh from the minors and her girls. Uses public opinion against them. Shows how economic power is shifting the social dynamic.
And then comes the masterstroke. The ownership reveal.
The ultimate checkmate. The preacher's wife demands to see the owner to shut it down.
And Sienna reveals.
Through her manager. The Miners Guild owns the first 2 floors. The restaurant and bar, Miss Rousseau owns the rest.
Brilliant. It's not just her place anymore. It's tied to the guild, to the miners themselves.
Exactly. Legally and socially bulletproof. How can they attack the miners' own investment?
And Ariel, now the guild rep, calls the sheriff on them for trespassing.
Perfect symbolism. The new order asserting itself. Delaney's reaction says it all. Jesus, I never had a chance against you, did I? Game over.
Total dominance. So after that victory, she's really running things. We see the guild in action with Eli McCracken's broken leg.
Yeah, practical application. He gets hurt. Hannah Moore, the nurse, steps in. And Sienna, as guild mistress, arranges for his claim to be worked. The system works.
And then the preacher shows up again. But this time, it's different.
Very different. He's much nicer, wants a favor, dropped the charges against his wife.
And Sienna, no revenge.
Pure pragmatism. She's Buddhist, doesn't want suffering. Her deal. If he would personally promise to keep her away from the hotel, she'll talk to the sheriff.
Using her influence for peace, basically. Securing her operations.
Exactly. No grudges, just practical outcomes. Then she deals with Mrs. Patton at the general store.
Right, refusing service to her hussies.
Sienna's response. Pure economic warfare. She tells the guild they should open their own store, selling at cost to minors.
That would kill Patton's business.
Instantly. Mr. Patton folds immediately. Apologies. Massive discount. 40%. Chocolates.
She didn't even need to open the store. The threat was enough.
Shows her complete economic control over paradise now. Money talks. Loudly.
And just when you think she can't get any bolder, week 15 again, Chief asks her to represent the Miwok tribe.
This is maybe her most audacious, most impactful move, representing the tribe to the Bureau of Indian Affairs.
How does that even happen?
They trust her implicitly. They legally adopt her into the tribe, vote her in as chief for this negotiation. Incredible respect.
And their demand is simple, just to be left alone.
But Sienna, as Miwok chief and guildmaster, has a staggering legal ace up her sleeve.
What is it?
She reveals the Miwok have already leased the land paradise, the mines, everything, to the Miners Guild for 25 years.
Whoa, so the government can't just renegotiate with the tribe?
Not easily. Sienna points out these are now legal contracts held by American citizens. Any attempt to break them goes to court.
And a jury of miners isn't likely to side against the guild.
Precisely. She uses American law and the miners' self-interest to shield the Miwok and the guild's interests. It's a brilliant legal fortress protecting both.
Genius. Protecting her business and the indigenous people simultaneously.
A masterclass in manipulating the system for mutual benefit. The official is just left sputtering.
And Sienna's line that night, looking at her hotel floor, "No, sir, this is all mine. Perfect."
Utterly triumphant. But week 16 shows the personal side, too. Ariel's nightmares.
And Sienna comforting her, talking about death being like before birth. It's surprisingly gentle.
It shows her growth. The empathy, the wisdom. She's become this protective, almost maternal figure.
And then the letter from her father arrives.
Huge relief, confirmation the family is wealthy, but more importantly, Ariel's younger sisters are safe. Sienna had sent money to rescue them.
So she was actively working behind the scenes to protect them, too. It wasn't just about Ariel here.
No, she felt a real responsibility. It shows how much she's invested personally and morally beyond just business.
And we get that funny final domestic scene. Sewing machine versus indoor privies.
Yeah. The girls are arguing, and Sienna steps in. Classic Sienna solution.
Offers to pay for both.
But only if that sewing machine gets used to clothe all of you girls. And I get to take the first shit in the privies.
Hilarious. It really shows Paradise becoming home, a community she built.
It really has. The guild brought prosperity. She notes even the poorest miners are now incredibly wealthy. Zeke, Hamish, Oliver, exceptionally well.
And through them, Sienna and her girls have enough money for 10 lifetimes.
Paradise transformed. Order, prosperity, community, all orchestrated by her.
But all good things. The gold rush starts to fade. Week 17.
Yep. The mines have tapped out, she writes. Time to move on. Ever the strategist.
So her final proposal to her ladies.
A close Aphrodite's place here.
Yeah.
And reopen in San Francisco. Bigger, better.
Always looking ahead. But then she adds something really ambitious.
Maybe we can even get women the vote. Just throws that out there.
Wow. From frontier madam to potential suffragist.
Her ambition keeps expanding. San Francisco isn't just the next market. It's the next stage for influence, maybe even social change.
But her last line to the miners.
So do we. We're businessmen now. No more mining for us. They've all transformed. They're her partners in the next venture.
What a journey. Robbed on day one. Ends up essentially running the town, protecting everyone, building immense wealth, and planning for social change.
It's incredible. She didn't just survive Paradise. She rewrote its rules, reshaped its destiny, and completely reinvented herself.
Built this community where loyalty, strategy, protection mattered more than anything else. Even unseemly work thrived under her system.
A testament to her intellect, audacity, and that complex moral compass. Power through organization, protection, trust.
So when you think about her story, what does it really tell you? About power, morality, ambition?
Was she just a product of that chaos, perfectly suited to it? Or did she actively impose her will, her vision, onto that chaos?
And if Paradise was raw human nature unleashed, what does Sienna's success say about what makes any society work, even one built like hers?
Is real power about resources? Or is it about understanding people, shaping behavior, building that trust and order from nothing? It makes you think.
It really does. What kind of paradise, what kind of order are you building or navigating in your own world? Something to ponder.